Cheetah Touring GTs.
Well, hey, if you don't like fixing things and making them just like brand used, this channel may not be for you. Hey, it's Rick here, and welcome back to RCindustry. Today, we're going to be working on the old 79 300. And as you have seen in the last videos, we've gotten the oil pressure sending unit put in and the new gauge, and we got one for the hot water so we can tell what's going on there. We scoped the tank out, found out it was pretty clean, ran a new fuel line, and we're ready to start putting this thing back together. But we've got one more thing to do first, and that's to bring it up on top dead center, pull the distributor out of it, set the new distributor in, and then we can start putting all the new things back in there. So come along for the ride. Thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, reach up there and click the button. It don't cost anything. And ring the bell while you're there. Hey, maybe even share it with your friends. We're trying to shoot for 1,000 subscriptions. We're keeping it just like brand used here, baby. First thing we got to do is pop the hood on this thing. Fred, what are you doing back there now? I wished you'd get a job. Okay, so what I did off camera here was I took, and now that you can actually see the timing marks, I don't know if you can see them, but they are right there. And they are not easy to see at any point. Maybe you can see them better there. But what I did was I cleaned off the harmonic balancer so I could read top dead center, pulled my number one out, brought it up on compression stroke, made sure that I put a little piece of wire down in there and watched it gently as I moved it up till it got to the top, lined up with top dead center and 0 on the alignment marks. And then I pulled my distributor, and this is number 1, so when you pull the cap off, you can see it's pointing just a little past that, and that would probably be about right because the book says 16 degrees before top dead center. So we're going to pull that out, line our new distributor up with number 1 pointing in this same general direction. We could put it anywhere we want, I guess. Wouldn't really matter at that point, as long as it's number 1 on the cap. And then we're going to, when we insert it in there, we're going to make sure that we can move the vacuum advance around, or the whole distributor around enough so the vacuum advance doesn't get into anything. And it's one of the reasons I took this off you in the last episode to put the new line on for the oil pressure gauge, because I think that thing is going to sit over here, and I wanted plenty of room for it. So, because that HEI is a lot bigger than this thing. So anyway, all right, let me get you set up, and we're going to attempt to pull that distributor. All right, show you more. Okay, so I'm going to take my distributor wrench here, and it looks like a 1/2 inch. So, yep, that's what it is. Pop this off here a little bit. Let's give this a turn. Well, it loosened up. I sprayed it with some penetrating oil because, you know, like everything else on this car, it's been sitting for a lot of years. So I'm going to back this out. See if I can get my hand down in there. Yeah, oh yeah. So there's the screw. I don't want to lose that down in here somewhere. Here's the little lock plate. Sets just like that. And then we can take that off. Now I don't want to tear this up. Hopefully it will come out of there. Came right on out. Alright, let's compare this with the new one. Okay, so what we got here is some instructions. which we probably won't read. And then there is this cap. I mean this, yeah, it's got a cap on it, duh. This distributor. So we'll kind of put that to the side. And this is the little Allen wrench that you use if you need to adjust how the vacuum advance, at what vacuum it starts advancing. So let's pop these off of here. Pull this out of here. Man, that thing's tight. Gotta get all these clippies off of here. Okay, so we should be able to pull that cap off. There we are. So we can set that out of the way. Now what I want to do, and what I did when I did this on the 318, was I wanted to compare what we got going on here. So that actually looks the same. So what I want to do is I want to kind of measure here a little bit and make sure these are the same. They look the same, but it's always good to make sure they're the same. So I want to make sure this is going to get down in there far enough. So that's 4 inches, and that's 4 inches. So that's good. The width of this thing is about 2 of them 16ths, so that must be an 1/8. So that should, that's what this one is. And it is, so that should fit down in the oil pump. Alright, so I think we should be good to go. Alright, I'm going to get a little silicone and put on this, and we'll drop this down in there. Alright, show you more. Okay, so you can see probably our little reference point right there. That's just kind of where I made a little chalk line. Where the other one pointed for number 1, just so we can kind of get an idea of where number 1's going to be. I don't know if the cap, let me just check and see if the cap actually has one on it like the Chrysler cap does. No, it does not have that on there. I didn't think it did because I remembered from doing this on my son's truck. So we're going to put this down in here. We're going to see where we line up at. There it goes. We're pointing in about the right spot right there. Well, I guess the video camera stopped on me, but what I was talking about is when I first put it in and lined it up with number 1, this was in between here and you couldn't move it very much. Now I can move it quite a bit. Of course, once we get it where we're going to want it, we ain't going to be moving it anyways. But that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I'm going to get this button back up, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of advance, so that, because it was 16 before top dead center is what the book says, so I'm going to give it about half that. Well, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be giving it, but I do know that it's going to be close to that, and then we'll put the cap back on it and go from there. Alright, show you more. Okay, so we got that in there. I'm going to go ahead and snap this cap back down on here. Maybe. Like so. And then, of course, we're going to have to change our plug wires now. But we needed new ones anyway, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so we're going to plug in the distributor now up here to the coil piece here. Okay, so that's in there. So now all we got to do is build a jumper wire from the battery side of this, and then this was what was powering our coil before. So I'm going to double check by turning the key on to make sure this is still hot and it's hot during cranking. And if that's the case and we've got 12 volts, then we're going to build a connector between here and there. So, alright, I got to get some spark plug wires, so I'll check back with you. Okay, so we got some of these Omni sparks here from the O'Reillys. I think O'Reilly's ought to start sponsoring me as much stuff as I buy down there, especially for this project. I'm not used to buying things usually, guys. Try to, you know, make it like brand used and everything. So let's see here. And of course, you know, they couldn't figure out what I needed too easily because we had to get the old guy in there that can look up something besides what's on the computer. And so these are for a 455. No, 454 Chevrolet. So, but they got the ends on them that I need, so I think they'll work. So that's a fairly long one. So we're probably going to use that for number 2. So let's see what we got here. Second biggest long one here. Oh, them longer ones probably going to have to go over there on 2, 4, and 6, I guess. And then we can put these shorter ones, longer ones. Is that a way to say it? Let's try this one right here for number 1. Now I've got new spark plugs to put in this, but I want to get it running, warm it up, and then I'm going to pull the oil and pull the plugs, and because you saw us clean and gap these plugs whenever we were trying to get it started to start with. So come on, oops, get in there and let's play friendly now. Well, there's one. Okay, so the next one is number 8. Okay, so we want a fairly short one for that one. Let's see, we'll get this on here. Something much like that. Let's get that up under here because I know we're going to be doing away with that at some point. Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, the next one is number 4. So I'm going to hook him on right there. And run him back this way. Okay, I think you get the idea, so I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of those on there, and we'll be that much step closer. Alright, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for coming along. I know it was kind of a short video, but I wanted to get out here and try to get that distributor in, get the spark plug wires on, and then the next thing will be we're going to put that adapter plate on, and we're going to put the carburetor on it. And then we got to make a fuel connection, dump some fuel in this bad boy, and hit the key and see if it brooms. I don't know if it will or not. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Thanks for subscribing. And I've noticed that you guys are starting to subscribe because we were only 92% of you that were watching weren't subscribed. And now it's more like 82% of you, or 80% of you that are watching aren't subscribed. So just go ahead and reach up there and hit that bell. It don't take that much. It ain't that big a deal. I said hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, then you can ring the bell and you'll get some of our stuff anyway. Hey, I'm going to step in the, drop in the show bill for the No Name Nationals coming up in September, end of September, 1st of October.
This one goes out to Leah tonight.
And while we're talking about the No Name Nationals, I'd like to invite you to go over to JB's little shop I'll try to link it over here someplace at the end of this video. Go over there and check him out. He's trying to get some subscribers so that he can get his 500 and go to the No Name Nationals in September. Whip over there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make a comment to him. He's building a V6. I don't know, some kind of so many point something or other liters. You know, I don't know none of that metric shit. But it's pretty cool. You know, he's trying to make do with what he's got, just kind of like what we do here. So anyway, he's a machinist, I think, so he may have a little more knowledge on some stuff. Anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks for subscribing. Be sure and check us out on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. Of course, that's where we're at right now. And we're also on Rumble and Instagram and MeWe, and you know, we're everywhere. So just look for RCindustry, Ricky Allen. You know, hey, we're there. And if you are still interested in a sticker, send me a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address linked to this video, and I'll send you out a sticker. All right, thanks for coming along. And just like always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby. Here at Rick's Rusty Rex, we do plenty of financing.
Well, I've seen a picture of you